Nigga wanna see me fall. Stephen Curry, how I ball. Gosha garments and a white 3 on my body. I'm an icon, man. Damn, a girl about a 10. I should fuck her in the Benz. Niggas say they.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy JR, and I'm back again with another PUBG video. And in this video, I'm just gonna be talking about a few things that is still going on with PUBG. So I already made a video discussing this before, so this is kind of like a part 2. But with the recent update to Vikendi, I've noticed that the map still does not load properly unless you have an SSD drive. So I'm making this video. The first part of this video you're gonna see, I was spectating one of my friends that I play with after I had died. He loaded into Miramar and he actually got stuck in a building. So if you actually clicked on this video, then you already know, the struggle of landing into either Miramar or Vikendi, and the map's not being loaded in. You get stuck in a building, especially on Vikendi. Even after the newest update, it's so bad. So this is kind of like a part 2. So as you got, if you're having this issue, one thing that you can do is you can get a SSD drive, which will basically, make the map load in before you even hit the ground. So you're going to see some other clips here of me just loading into Vikendi. I'm going to drop in at the castle, all the hot spots that you'll see, and you'll see before I even get to the ground that I am completely loaded in and all my buildings are rendered. The only downside to having an SSD drive is somebody does not have a drive and they load in and they get a gun. They can actually shoot you through walls and buildings because on their screen the buildings are not loaded in and they can basically see you and they just shoot you. So that's kind of a struggle. Now this video isn't necessarily telling you that you should buy an SSD drive. I don't want you guys to think I'm trying to promote that. I understand why you would not. PUBG, it's been out for so long. The game should render on its own without having an SSD drive. So that's kind of the main point I wanted to make in this video is, PUBG's got to do something to where the maps, have to load in, without an SSD drive. I mean, it's crazy. We're at this point. You guys know I made a lot of PUBG videos. I like PUBG a lot. I love the game. I've actually had more fun on this game the past months or so, and I don't know if you guys heard, I didn't make a video on it yet because it's not coming to Xbox, but with the new PC update, a lot of big things are coming to PUBG, but on console, it kind of sucks because a lot of players are leaving or they're getting frustrated. I don't blame them because when they load in, their buildings aren't rendered, and people are getting stuck in maps. Like even on Vikendi, on the cave, you can just phase through the rocks if you don't have an SSD drive. So a lot of that, a lot of that is really frustrating. So this video, like I said, is primarily to, we need to say like PUBG needs to come out with a way for these buildings to load. But if you do want to get an SSD drive, I got mine for 70 bucks. I'm not telling you should do that. I'll try to leave a link in the description. They're not expensive at all. I'm not trying to promote it or anything like that. I don't make any money off this video, or if you buy the one in my link, you don't even have to do that. I'm just letting you know that if you want this game to run properly right now without the, get an SSD drive. I mean, that's really, the best solution for right now. It kind of sucks though because you shouldn't have to do that. That's really the point I'm trying to make. Like, PUBG listens to the community pretty well, and you can give your feedback to them, and the biggest thing that they should be focused on is the rendering on this game. The upcoming patches, a lot of new stuff is going to be implemented into the game. A lot of big changes are coming, so it's awesome. Like, I'm really excited for these new updates. But at the same time, I feel like the game is dying out like faster than ever before. So just let me know what you guys think. I feel like PUBG has a pretty big core of people that are pretty loyal to the game. But with Firestorm coming out, that's kind of like PUBG's biggest competitor as far as the play style. Like Battlefield is more of a realistic type game, and of course PUBG is too. So with that coming out, it's going to be weird to see, where the player base stands at, as of right now. Another big thing with PUBG for me is the overall map selection. Like, I hate that I can't pick what map I want to play. Especially before you you could only play, like, you could pick to play Sandhawk only, and that was one of my favorite things to do, you know. That's by far my favorite map on the game, but now it seems like it's really hard to get Sandhawk. You know, most of the time I feel like I'm getting stuck on Miramar, and I don't know about you guys, but that to me is by far the worst map on the game. Like, I seriously hate that map, so it's kind of a struggle as far as that goes. I understand that, you know, having map selection kind of divides the player base, but I feel like when they took off, you know, the Sandhawk only playlist, and then they kind of make you play each map. One, if you don't have an SSD drive, you know, Miramar and Erangel, or Miramar and vikendi, they don't load properly for you. So it's kind of like they're trying to make the community, you know, play on maps that don't even render properly. So I feel like that's kind of made a lot of people leave. And at the same time, I understand that when you have map selection, it divides the player base. So maybe loading times are longer for certain maps or queues, but they gotta do something to where, you know, we have map selection, and they need to do something again to where the maps actually render in properly. Because without an SSD drive, you know, chances are when you load into Miramar or vikendi, you're gonna get stuck in a wall or so. Now on Sandhawk and Erangel, I've noticed that there's really not an issue with either one of those maps as far as the rendering goes. And that's awesome. Like, you know, if I didn't have an SSD drive, why would I want to play on Erangel or vikendi when they don't even load properly? That would be extremely frustrating to me. So my point of this video is, you know, if you want the game to load in properly, you can get an SSD drive. Like I said, I got mine for 70 bucks. I'll link in the description. I got it off Amazon. You know, it wasn't that expensive, and if anything, you can use it to store other games on as well. But at the same time, you shouldn't have to get an SSD drive for this game, you know, to work properly. I will say it was only a $30 game, and they've released all kinds of, you know, content for free, and that's awesome. But the player base, I feel like it's, you know, it's shrinking really bad. Like, you can't even get it in a first-person, you know, game on PUBG console anymore. You know, that being said, it's kind of the same both on PS4 and Xbox. And also, an awesome thing that they could do is, you know, put in cross-platform to where we play with PS4 players. I feel like that would really help the queue times. It would help, you know, they could bring map selection, and, you know, it would bring FPP back, all of that. I think that would be another awesome idea. I know I'm getting a little off track because this video is primarily based on, you know, the power of what an SSD drive does for PUBG. But, you know, I still wanted to talk about some of the other issues as well. But yeah, I will say if you do get an SSD drive, you know, it would definitely be worth it as far as the way it affects PUBG. It would just help all the buildings load in, and it would greatly improve your experience on this game. But, you know, if you're like, you know, like I really didn't want to get one. I didn't actually get an SSD drive until vikendi first launched on the test server. So I finally just broke down and I got one just because I play PUBG all the time. You know, I really like the game. It's fun. It was only a $30 game. We've gotten all this free content, so I just thought, you know, if anything, if I ever quit using PUBG, then I could use the solid state drive to, you know, put other games on or whatever I decide to do. So that was kind of my thought process behind it. But at the same time, you know, I would understand why you wouldn't want to get one. But like I said, it would greatly, you know, help your experience on the game. So I wanted to share that with you guys because I know, like, I have a few buddies that I play with that do not have a solid state drive, and when they load into vikendi, a lot of times, especially if you're on one of the older Xboxes like the Xbox One S or the OG Xbox, if you load into vikendi, you know, you're still getting stuck under the map, and it's seriously ridiculous that this game has been out, you know, this long, and we're still having these types of issues. Like, I don't know, like, somebody that is really, you know, I'm not a game developer, so I don't really know what they go through. I don't really know the process that it would take to actually fix the game. I honestly think at this point there is no fixing the rendering issues. Like, I think it's as good as it's gonna get. I hate to say that. I hope that they can fix it, and hopefully we can stay on them, but I don't think that they can. I mean, PUBG was ported over from PC using, I'm assuming, some type of engine from PC. And then on console, it just doesn't work properly. So I've seen a few comments where people are saying if PUBG was on a different type of, you know, game engine, then it would run so much better on console. So if you're like big into that and you know, like, I would really appreciate it if you left me a comment and just kind of explain, like, what type of engine would work better for PUBG or so, because like I said, I'm no gaming developer, so I have no idea what they go through. I know PUBG is a small corporation as far as the gaming industry goes, but I feel like they made a lot of money off this game, so I feel like they could do better. So I don't know, man. Let me a comment if you know a lot, and just let me know what you guys think. But I just wanted to share that with you guys. You saw how vikendi loads with the SSD drive and how it does not load if you don't have one. So you guys already know the pain. Hopefully it gets better. A lot of big things are coming to PUBG as far as updates goes. You guys know I will make a video talking about all that as soon as I get the word that it's coming out. So a lot of exciting big changes coming to PUBG console. It's already hit PC test server, and I'm pretty excited for it. But all these little issues like the desync, map selection, and rendering time is really killing this game. So hopefully it'll get turned around and we can continue to grow the community. That's what I'm hoping for, because I'm having a lot of fun on this game still. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. If you're new, man, hit that sub button, hit that like button for your boy. That's all I have on the day. Thank you guys so much. I'm out. Peace.